Well, me and Timon were actually talking about this the other day about like building series or just series in general, because he was talking about his dream park that he was working on and about the exact same thing about how every single video kind of drops in views as you go along with the series. Like it kind of happens with every series, doesn't it? But I feel like, yeah, Force Worlds is kind of...
Well, not Movie Park 1.
Magically somehow, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true, actually, that's true. But I think that's also because you've kind of like got very drastically different themes. Whereas I think the main problem with series is that once you're kind of past the first episode, people have to watch the previous episode. Then on the third episode, they have to watch the first and second. Otherwise, they can't really be caught up. And although you have like the previously in Benny's Movie Park sort of thing, or previously in Force World, or you get the idea. I feel like people they don't want to start watching a series from halfway through, but also they don't want to watch like 15 episodes to catch up with, to actually catch up with what's happening. And I think that's why Movie Park 1 kind of works, because every 5 or so episodes, you're changing entire theme. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people will be like, okay, well, I've missed the first 15 episodes, but he's just started a new area, so it doesn't matter. Like, although I've missed these episodes, like, oh, well, I don't really care as much about, like, Star Wars, so I'm not going to watch those episodes. I'm just going to start when he's actually... oh my god. I'm just gonna start watching like when the Harry Potter part starts, so you know, that sort of thing, which I think is why it works well. And I guess that's just why like series like Force World definitely are dropping faster, I think, because although there's different areas of the park, they're all the same thing. They're all Star Wars. I don't know. That's my take on it, actually.
No, for sure. Because if you don't like Star Wars, in the first place, you're not gonna watch the entire thing. My guess is that there are just a bunch of people that don't really care about Star Wars, and so why would you watch an entire series dedicated to Star Wars if you don't care about it?
That's fair enough. I mean, there's kind of like crossover of people that still care about Theme Park Tycoon 2 that'll watch it, but then like, if you literally like just don't care about Star Wars or like just don't want to watch something that's Star Wars related, then you're just not going to watch it at all, I guess, which is kind of that problem. Whereas again, like Benny's Movie Park, you have like 6 different, 4 or 5, whatever, you know, just different IPs that you're building on, where people can be like, oh, well, I'm not as interested in that, but I am interested in this. So,
but then also the themes of Benny's Movie Park were all very, like, even if you don't know Harry Potter or if you don't care about Harry Potter, you see a big castle and you're like, oh, that's a nice looking castle, right? But with Star Wars, you have a few very bleak, boring looking areas, because Tatooine is just one big desert, right? Hoth is just one big snow landscape. There's really nothing there. Endor is just a forest. So if you don't really love it, there's not much there. It's that simple.
Yeah. And as like a casual watcher of like a series like Harry Potter, you know about the Harry Potter castle, or as like or you know about the Death Star or the Millennium Falcon. So I think it's kind of that thing as well, as in Benny's Movie Park 1, you have one main thing like the Harry Potter castle, or you have
the most iconic thing.
Exactly. And people see that and they're like, oh, I know that series. I know it, because it's Harry Potter. Even if you haven't really watched Harry Potter, like just to kind of wrap myself out here, I've never watched any Harry Potter movies ever.
Despicable.
But I still enjoyed it because I know Harry Potter. It has the tree thing, and it has the big castle and like the big hall with all the floating candles. I know that, and you built that, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, okay, I know this actually. Cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whereas
that's what you want to have.
Yeah. Whereas Star Wars is like, you've got a couple of things like the Millennium Falcon, the Death Star. You've got like, what else iconic things are there? I guess the TIE fighters, like that sort of stuff.
Yeah, there's a bunch of vehicles and some big structures.
Exactly. But
that sort of stuff.
When unless you actually care about Star Wars, you're not gonna be like, you're not gonna know what Endor is, or you're not, or Tatooine. You're not gonna be like, oh, Tatooine's the desert one. You're not gonna know that really, are you? Like, which I think. Yeah, that is kind of weird. We're basically just like writing a manual here for like any creators who want to make a building series.
Basically, this is very insightful.
This is what you need to do.